You've probably seen doing the rounds over the last couple of days the talk of Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount are going to merge? Oh my goodness, what does this mean? Well, CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, David Zaslav, and CEO of Paramount, Bob Bakish, did in fact have a meeting on Tuesday the 19th of December where sources have reported, and by sources, let me just say that we are basing this on the original report that was released by Sarah Fisher of Axios Media Trends. In this meeting, the word merge was brought up. What does that mean? If Warner Brothers Discovery was to merge with Paramount, that would mean that two of the biggest film industry companies would then possibly become one. We're all thinking, brilliant, okay, Star Trek's gonna get some of that Warner Brothers money. Well, it's not quite that simple. Now, I know it's not quite that simple because I have spent the last few hours poring over reports and speculations and what might mean. And what I'm gonna try and do is break it down into what the top line points would be, what the possible ramifications would be, and also what sort of side conversations are happening at the moment. So let's look at the top line stuff. What would it mean? Well, in the grand scheme of things, Warner Brothers Discovery is by far a larger company than Paramount. I say this with love and respect, just in terms of dollar worth at the moment. What probably would be the case would that it would fold Paramount into the Warner Brothers Discovery family, if you like. Paramount currently has a parent company of National Amusements Incorporated. Now, whether Warner Brothers will be looking to purchase NAI or just the Paramount brand, that obviously we don't know. It does come off the back of, again, thank you very much Axios for reporting this written by Tim Basinger. There was a discussion earlier on about Skydance and independent company Redbird. He used the phrase kicking the tires about potentially purchasing NAI. Either everything is connected and, you know, glad it's all the same conversation, or if NAI, in hypothetical, was purchased by Skydance and Redbird, and then Paramount was purchased by Warner Brothers Discovery, that might mean that only the Paramount brand is coming over. Another potential player is media mogul Byron Allen. Now, he owns entertainment studios, he is a rather wealthy gentleman, and he apparently has put in a bid to purchase the BET brand from Paramount. That would include such things as VH1, for example, which would also possibly make Paramount a little cheaper on the purchase for Warner Brothers Discovery. All of that's just John's speculation, okay? So, if Warner Brothers Discovery was to purchase and fold Paramount into its own company, you would then see properties like the DC Animated Universe, the Lord of the Rings, the Wizarding World series of films, things like that be under the same overall ownership banner as, of course, everything Star Trek related, asterisks. This would, if they consolidated, and remember, we live now in a post-strike world where it seems like everything that can be done to save money is being done to save money. But it would put them potentially in a stronger place to go into competition with the larger, with things like Netflix, with things like Disney+. The world of streaming is a very fraught place. And anything that helps any one of them rise to the top seems to be, at least from a business point of view, where the world is moving. When you have a property like Star Trek, which is effectively ready to market, and you send it out there, let's not forget as well, Paramount, you've got things like The Godfather, the Mission Impossible series, the Top Gun series, you've got some pretty heavy hitters, and, we put them all in the same streaming service as some of the biggest films of all time. Again, for example, look at Lord of the Rings. Then that would certainly put them in a much stronger position to attract new subscribers, because that's what the game is at the moment, it's getting subscriptions. What that could mean for Star Trek is, on the one hand, anyone's guess. On the other hand, it could be fabulous, and it could see a much higher budget available to Star Trek at the moment, funding things like Starfleet Academy, the oft discussed to the point of I think people are getting fed up Star Trek Legacy. Already I've seen people touting the ideas, oh, amazing crossovers. For example, Rick and Morty could then cross over with Lower Decks. Possibly not something I myself would be massively interested in seeing at the moment. It could end up being amazing if they do it. And some people might think that's the most fabulous thing ever, and I'm totally here for it. In Sarah Fisher's original article, one thing that gave me pause for a moment was that Paramount, they have arguably more kids television and content than, say, Warner Brothers would. And this is now where I go back to my asterisk from a moment ago. If Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount Plus were to merge, then we still don't have all of Star Trek on the same platform because, of course, Netflix, one of the main competitors, has Star Trek Prodigy, and I believe this will be dropping either on the 22nd or 23rd of December, so hello, whatever day it is. And of course on the 25th of December, 2023, all of Star Trek Prodigy to date will drop on Netflix. I personally, if this merger was to go through, I personally don't see a rapid return of Prodigy to Paramount Plus. I must confess, I don't understand 100% how the tax write-off system works, so I don't even know if they can bring it back, but I say, I do not understand how that works. The only verifiable fact we have at this point in time is that on Tuesday, the 19th of December, David Zaslav and Bob Bakish had lunch. So this could all go nowhere. The reason that I don't think it's going to go nowhere, double negative, is that already all of these major companies are in massive cost-saving mode. There are reports of Paramount looking to lay off up to 1,000 staff in Q1 of 2024 as a way of saving money. Another cost-saving effort that Paramount has done is they have sold off Simon & Schuster. Now that is an enormous publishing company, behemoth, if you will. Without Simon & Schuster, what's going to happen with the ongoing expanded universe beta canon of the Star Trek novels? Warner Bros. Discovery has already gone through a massive cost-cutting strategy that, on the one hand, has left it in a position where they can look at purchasing another company, and on the other one, reported debts of billions of dollars. Staying on top of the moving parts is a challenge. Of course, it's interesting. Frankly, it's my job, and it's part of the fun is I get to bring it to you. Things can change, not just day to day, they can change hour to hour. So what we will do is we will keep looking at this story, and we will do our best to keep you updated with as many verifiable facts as possible. Now, let's put allegedly to the side for the moment, and we can talk about some fun things that are confirmed to be coming up in 2024. According to Trek Movies reporting, their sources tell them that filming begins on Section 31's Long Trek on Monday, January 29th. It being that early in 2024, I know these things don't happen overnight, but what we could see is potentially a Q4 release for this Long Trek, long episode, movie event. We really have all of the different names for this, but Michelle Yeoh herself has shared her excitement at the news, and personally, I'm very excited. Give me all the Star Trek, gimme. The next bit of good news is that Fanhome, the company that took over the Build the Enterprise D project, has finally confirmed the thing we've all known for quite a while. They are taking over the Star Trek Starships model line that, of course, was produced by Eaglemoss. I did my best to keep them in business, folks. I really, really tried. Now, that's good news for collectors like me. Potentially terrible news for my wallet, but it's great news for collectors like me. There is a couple of bits that still need to be ironed out. They have said on their website that they're looking at Q3, so around autumn time for that to release. They haven't confirmed what ships are coming. A gambling man would probably go Titan A, the Stargazer, the Protostar, you know, the Obina class from Lower Decks. I mean, there's plenty to work through. They did say, as per a recent Facebook post by Fanhome, that they would be revisiting ships of the past. Because all of the Eaglemoss stock is currently being resold, it's doing the rounds. Obviously, master replicas are selling off, more on that in a moment. And on things like eBay, I'm not going to sit here and go, another 1701, another Enterprise D, because I know there are people out there that didn't get a chance to get those when they were first released. So I'm going, oh, just give us all the new ships. But the good news there is that, yes, they do look to be revisiting a lot of the released ships already. And again, perhaps that's good for our wallets. Their statement on how the ships will be released is, I think that needs a little bit more clarification, because as it stands, it looks like, so Fanhome is a subscription-based business. As in, it's take it or leave it. You get them all or you don't get any. But they did then say that some of their ships would be available via their e-commerce site to purchase individually, whereas they will have, I suppose like any business, they will have subscriber-only exclusives. And that's fine. Look, because they're not the first company and they won't be the last to do subscriber-only exclusives. Republic of Ireland is not on their distribution list, but look, there are ways and means. It looks like at least the United States and the UK will be involved or included in their distribution lanes. And of course, I will keep this list updated if and when news comes in. So there's two positive things to begin with. We know where some of them are going to be, and we'll figure out the logistics later on. I mentioned that I wanted to come back to master replicas. So master replicas, they are still selling off a lot of the old Eaglemoss stock. There is more properties have come under their label. Obviously, they're doing more Stargate, more Expanse, more Orville. So delighted about that. But the most exciting thing for me is that in 2024, the most diabolical creature ever known to man, Vulcan, or all alien species will be coming in the form of a plushie exclusively available via master replicas. Moopsie is coming to kill us all. That is everything for me now. There are so many moving parts in the two big stories in this news video, so I will bring you updates if and when they become available. Do keep an eye on our socials. Obviously, we're at TrekCulture on Twitter, we're at TrekCultureYT on Instagram, we're also on TikTok and Blue Sky at TrekCulture as well. So keep an eye on those, make sure you're following so that you can stay up to date with news as it comes in. Look after yourselves. This possibly might be one of the last times I see you in 2024. So it's so important to me to know that I want you to be safe, I want you to be happy, and I want you to know that whether you are sat in a room full of people or a room where you get all of the couch space to yourself, you're not alone, you're absolutely loved, and we're all friends here in the Star Trek community. Even when we tear lumps out of each other, we're all friends. So have a very Merry Christmas, have a very happy holiday season, however you celebrate. If this is the last time I see you in 2023, I hope it was a good one, and may 2024 make all your dreams come true. Live long and prosper, folks.